if you want to score a lot in FIFA 23 Pro Clubs, you have to pay attention to your positioning. So we are playing as a striker here, specifically the striker position. You always want to be around the defensive line. You don't want to drop too much to the back because you miss opportunities for counterattacks or through balls. So you're always hugging the defensive line. If they're high, then you're further down the field. If they're not, then you're further down the field this way. So as you guys can see in this gameplay, I'm right here. So again, I'm around the defensive line for any opportunity. So if we let the game roll, so again, they're playing in the back. I am just over here looking for any opportunities that I can fill up the spaces and the gaps behind the defensive line. So we are about to get a space here. Thankfully, our teammates sees us on this one. So as soon as we see the space, again, this will not be achievable if we were back here or if we were trying to play defense. You know what I mean? So as long as you're around the defensive line, you're always going to be open for these gaps. Now, the player attributes are not very important in this situation or with positioning. That's why I said in my build videos, you can make the player very tall and still be able to score so much goals. Or actually, it's better to have it tall to score more goals. Anyways, we fill up the space here, and as you can see, they find us and we are open for a through ball. Now, when you're open for a one-on-one like this, I see a lot of players missing one-on-ones. You always want to take half a second, just very brief, to look at what the goalie is doing. Some players like to move the goalie to this side. Some players like to move the goalie to the other side, and then some players actually just bring out the goalie. So that half a second look at the goalie and what they're doing can really save you and make, you'll be able to score way more goals. So as you can see here, I kind of slow down a little just to see what the goalie is doing. And as soon as I see them move up out of position, I know that I can get them with a finesse shot at this point. You can do a chip shot, but if they're too close to you, the chip shot, he will get it. So in this situation, I do pause for just a second to change direction to go upwards, and then I hit him with the finesse shot, which will go around him into the goal. So finesse shot pretty much in the box is pretty much a safe bet. I would say if they're out of position moving towards you, you can hit them with a finesse shot very easily. So just that half a second or brief look at the goalie just before you shoot the ball can really save you and allow you to score way more goals. Okay, so another situation here. Again, we are over here. Again, around the defensive line. I'm not dropping too much. So they are playing in the back there. I find a gap there. I would have liked to have just a ground pass, but our teammate gave us just a lob pass. It's just fine. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't if you don't have good positioning on the defense. But again, just having around the defensive line as a striker allows these opportunities. So you can see here, we don't get it, but again, that tall striker with a little bit of a physical strength allowed me to get the ball here. As soon as I get the ball, I see my teammate on this side. I don't go after the ball. I see my teammate. I'm going this way to open up for opportunity to score. So as soon as I see him, I call for the ball, and then I'm good for the shot. In this situation, again, they could have moved the goalie to this side, but it happened so fast that pretty much that's the only option that I have. It's not really a one-on-one like the previous one, so I had to go for that angle on that side. So with that 95 finishing, if you guys haven't seen the video, you can see the build video. It's pretty much a guaranteed goal in this situation. Around the same game actually in the 80th minute, and again, we're doing the same thing. We are hugging the defensive line, trying to fill up these gaps. We could have gotten a pass, but it was tough for our teammate to get it to us. So as soon as we go, we don't get it. We come back. and then again trying to fill up. I was trying to get the space, you know what I mean, to just somehow get us the ball, and thankfully our teammate passed it to him, and then they see us again for the space. So always filling up the space is the most important thing. You're not I'm always hovering around, you know what I mean, like the defensive line. I am not dropping too much to the back. I see a lot of strikers drop too much to the back. They defend, they get over eager, and you know, whatever the case may be. Just, you know, the game of football takes a long time. So things develop over you know, some time, and it doesn't have to, you don't have to score right away, you know, just play it slow. So again, I'm hovering, I'm around the defensive line. I don't get it. I come back, you know what I mean, here I come back again, and then I was able to fill the space. As soon as you fill the space, again, I looked at the, you know, half a brief a second at the goalie to see what they're doing, if they're bringing him out or if they're moving him. In this situation, they did not move the goalie. If they don't move the goalie, shooting it to the same side as I did here, like to this side, actually you score a lot of goals in that way. It could be because of the build. Again, this build has a lot of the finishing stat is very high. It's 94. Again, if you haven't seen this, just check out the build videos. But with that much finishing inside the box, you could shoot it to the side of the goalie and you score it. I could have also shot it to this side, but I didn't want to go too far. I was afraid to go, you know, on with the direction, and a lot of times you miss it this way. So the safest shot was just to shoot it towards that angle, and I was able to score it that way. Another situation here, if you're in their half, don't be afraid to pressure their defense, their defensive line, to get the ball in their half. It's okay to pressure. You know, sometimes the defenders are back here, and you're kind of the only ones up here. So don't be afraid to pressure them, put the pressure on them. So here I pressure this guy, and I actually end up getting the ball, but I make a major mistake on this one-on-one, as you guys can see. But I do slow down a lot to see what the goalie is doing, and I kind of overdo it. They did not move the goalie on this one, and I ended up slowing down too far, and the defense caught up to us, and we were not able to get the shot off. So that was my mistake. I could have actually put some speed into it, and then just hit him on one of the angles, and I would be able to get the shot off. But I was too, you know, I waited too long. So that brief look that you take at the goalie, don't make it too long. It has to, like I said, it has to be very, very brief. So this was my mistake, and I waited too long, and they end up getting it. So again, don't wait too long on that brief shot, and just make a decision quickly. A decision, you know, to hit one of the angles or chip shot, you know, it's better than just losing the ball like this. So that was definitely my mistake. Another play that I wanted to show you guys, to show you the importance of not just positioning, but having that a big striker, how important it is in this pro clubs. Again, if you haven't seen the build videos, I go into that, and they are this one here is 6'4" striker, but it having that height allows us to get plays like this. So again, I fill up the gap in between, and our teammate does see us with a nice play here. So it gives us the lob. I wasn't sure if the goalie was gonna move out, but he didn't end up moving out too much, and we ended up getting a nice header. But obviously, unfortunately, it was off to the side. But plays like this, only the taller strikers are able to do plays like this. So having the tall striker is very nice in this pro clubs.